Kilo Papa Delta. Kilo 4 Kilo Papa Delta. The name is Christian, and I'm located near Atlanta, Georgia. Back to you.
Roger, KPD, and what's the name there?
Roger, KPD, and what's the name there?
Yeah, the name here is Christian. Christian.
You want to do phonetics on that?
You want to do phonetics on that?
Yes, sir. It is C as in Charlie, H as in Hotel, R as in Romeo, I as in India, S is Sierra, T as in Tango, I as in Ivan, A as in Alpha, Nora, Christian. Back to you.
Yes, sir, Christian, and if you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger?
And let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger?
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, the name here is Christian. I'm currently on a random wire at 85.5 feet. It's a 9 to 1, 85.5 feet. Flat top off the back of the house, all the way to the chimney, actually, coming off the back of the house into the trees at the back of the property. This is a flat top. Back to you.
Yes, sir. I've got you 20 over on my Georgia SDR. Christian, what radio are you running today?
Christian, what radio are you running today?
Yes, sir. I'm running the ICOM 7300. I guess people call it the People's Radio because everyone and their third cousin has one. So I guess I'm no different. Back to.
Yes, sir. Now I hear a little whine there. Is that your power supply doing that?
Yes, sir. Now I hear a little whine there. Is that your power supply doing that?
You know, I'm feeling a little under the weather. I've got a bit of a high-pitched, nasally sound in my voice. That may be what you're hearing. I'm not sure. I've got the amplifier over here fairly close to the microphone, and the fans are on, so you may hear that as well.
It's about 1 kC tone. It's about a 1 kC tone. If you'd be interested in a setup for the 7300, we've got it going on there. The first thing is make sure you're in that wide transmit bandwidth mode, 100 to 2900. It's called wide transmit bandwidth, and I'll give you the best performance rating for your transmitter, Roger.
And I'll give you the best performance rating for your transmitter, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. It's already set to that.
All right, next step would be onto your compressor, on at a 3. It's a token amount. You'll never hear it on the air, but it helps us arrive at our 3 dB dynamic range at the end of the setup. So compression on, add a 3, Roger.
At the end of the setup, so compression on, add a 3, Roger.
Okay, I had it at a 5, and now it is a 3.
Yes, sir. That will minimize that background noise. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but anyway, 3 is, that's the reason we chose 3, is because it doesn't suck up between words. A 6 and a 3 are the same things as far as actually working on the word. The thing is, a 6 will suck up between the words, and we don't want that. You hear your neighbor hitting his wife and all that stuff. So we just want to use a 3, which is, like I say, the same thing as a 6, but without the suck up. All right, so then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, stretch out that word, the first of that word, audio, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3.
Until your ALC meter is running 2/3.
All right, audio. All right, let me turn it down a little bit. Audio. Let me turn it down a little more. Do you tell any difference in those adjustments? I went from 60 to 50%.
Yes, sir. It's not as pushed. There before you were running probably about a 2 dB dynamic range, and so it was very pushed. And now you have a little life in your words, which is very important there. For as if you were to continue push harder, your words start to blur, which just defeats the purpose of your of your radio. You want to set up where folks can hear you, just whether you're under 3,000 tons of noise or 17 different carriers and all that stuff. So now that we've got our ALC set, let's move to your tone control page. Roger, Roger.
ALC set, let's move to your tone control page. Roger, Roger.
Okay, roger that. All right, I'm ready.
Alrighty, I'm going to go about 2 clicks hotter than where you are in your treble EQ. Let's do that. Plus 2 clicks additional treble EQ boost from where you are. Roger.
2 clicks additional treble EQ boost from where you are. Roger.
Okay, stand by. Okay, you said you wanted me to go higher or lower on the treble?
2 clicks treble boost, 2 clicks higher than where you are on your treble. Roger.
2 clicks higher than where you are on your treble. Roger.
Okay, so the treble goes up to +5, and I'm at +5.
Excellent, excellent. And the bottom on your bass, we want that to be at +1.
At the bottom on your bass, we want that to be at +1.
Okay, I had it at -1, or I'm sorry, -2, and now it is at +1.
Sounds beautiful. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds now and tell me about your antenna system. Let me get a good recording.
Seconds now and tell me about your antenna system. Let me get a good recording.
Okay, so again, I've got 2 antennas going off the back of the house. The one that I'm currently speaking on is a 85.5-foot random wire. It's coming off the back of the house at about 25 to 30 feet in the air, up into the trees at the back of the property. It's pretty flat, so we'll call it a random wire flat top. About 85.5 feet into the tree line off the back of the chimney. Back to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Now, are you using the supplied hand mic on that 7300?
Sir, now are you using the supplied hand mic on that 7300?
No, I'm using an ICM, a Heil microphone, ICM.
Roger. I was just trying to figure out where that tone is coming from. It's just in the background. It's really light in the background, but it's a 1 KC tone. Roger, Roger. It sounds like, is your power supply switching power supply?
Sounds like, is your power supply switching power supply?
It's a PowerWorks dedicated power supply, if that's what you're asking. I've got a fan on in the background. Do you want me to turn that fan off?
Yeah, let's see if we can isolate what it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's see if we can isolate what it is. Go ahead.
Frequencies in use. Frequency is in use.
Fan is off. Do you hear
Frequencies in use. Frequency is in use.
Sorry, we had a happy whistler. Christian, try it again. The fan's off. Is that a Roger?
Christian, try it again. The fan's off. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Yeah, I hear the whistling bandito as well. But yeah, I did turn off the fan.
Okay, try removing yourself further back from possibly the blower on your amplifier. Or I get a better idea. I've got such a good signal on you. Just go ahead and put your power amp in standby for just a minute and go barefoot.
Put your power amp in standby for...
And not standby, but just shoot. I want to get rid of the blower, you know what I mean?
Not standby, but just shoot. I want to get rid of the blower, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. So it's going to blow unless it drops below a certain degree. The only way that's going to happen is if I disengage the amp and go into bypass.
Does the blower stay on in bypass?
Does the blower stay on in bypass?
No, it'll go off. It's just going to take a minute. I'm just on 35 watts or 30 watts now. Do you still copy?
Yes, sir. I've got a great copy on you still. So I'd just like to hear you with the blower off, and we can rule that out.
I'd just like to hear you with the blower off, and we can rule that out.
Okay, yeah, it's going to drop here in just a minute. It's just going to have to cool off a little bit more. It's got a couple of degrees, and it'll knock off.
Roger, Roger. I don't think that's what it is, but, you know, it's just a 1 KC. Normally something like that would be kind of, you know, induction would be 60 cycles. Acoustic would be, you know, like maybe 300 cycles. And this is like 1 KC, so it's a really high frequency for an acoustic kind of sound.
For an acoustic kind of sound.
Yeah, roger that. We're almost there, okay? Almost there. It's going to kick off.
Roger, roger. Well, we'll just wait there till it does, because, again, trying to rule out what it is. It sounds to me like it might be your power supply, a residual kind of blow-by from a switching power supply, but I'm not real sure.
Blow-by from a switching power supply, but I'm not real sure.
Okay, the blower has now kicked off. It is off now. Do you still hear it?
I don't think I did. Why don't you give me a silent key for 3, and let me hear you.
Silent key for 3, and let me hear you.
Okay, silent key starting now.
No. So that's what it is. Either the blower in the device. I think it is the blower and device. So it is now whether it's acoustically coupling or what. So go ahead and turn it back on to where the blower comes on, and then try to move yourself around geographically closer and further away from your power amp, and let's see if you're getting audio coupling.
Power amp, and let's see if you're getting audio coupling.
Okay, that's going to be a little difficult for me to do. I'm on a boom arm, but it's I'll do what I can. I'm going to turn the amplifier back on.
Yeah, turn it on to where the blower comes on, but not the power. Well, yeah, go ahead. Well, let's try it without the power, just to get the amp blower going.
Well, let's try it without the power, just to get the amp blower going.
All right. What do you think? The blower should be kicking on here. There it is. The blower should be back on. It just kicked back on. Do you hear it now?
Give me silent for 3.
So give me silent for 3.
Okay, gonna be silent starting now.
I hear a little bit in there, but this seems to be a higher pitch. Now, go ahead and put it on. Bring your power amp to on functioning.
Bring your power amp to on functioning.
All right, the power is back in line, about 1,200 watts, and So it's back in line. The power's on.
Not there. It's clean now. So I don't know. Mystery still still is there, but you're clean as a tack, Roger.
Still is there, but you're clean as a tack, Roger.
Okay, roger that. Well, I'm glad that got fixed. I'm not sure what it was, but I think it's the fan. I don't think the fan is kicked back on yet. It only kicks until it gets to a certain degree, and we're not quite there. It'll be there, though, in just a minute. And there it is. The fan is now back on. Right now, it is back on. Do you hear it now?
Yes, I heard it come on, so that's what it is. Now, the thing is it acoustically coupling or is it electronically coupling? So if you could get your mic closer to the radio, let's see if the tone comes up in the background or not.
Let's see if the tone comes up in the background or not.
I'm not going to be able to do that. The way I've got my shack set up, I would have to unclip some wires or some zip ties and everything else, which I know you can't hold the frequency that long. But I'll just have to. I guess I'll just have to figure it out after we get off the air.
Yes, sir. I usually suggest that the power amp be downriver from your operational area, because for a number of reasons, but mainly as RF in the AF, trying to minimize that. So my power amp is 4 feet to the right of me as opposed to right close to me. And so that minimizes RF in the AF, and it might also minimize blower noise too, It
also minimize blower noise too,
Okay, yeah, roger that. So the amplifier is probably 1.5 feet from the microphone, probably 1.5 feet.
Roger. I'll tell you what, why don't you make a note of where your mic gain is? Make a note of where your mic gain is and then turn it off. That way we'll find out if it's coupling acoustically. Just make a note of where your mic gain is so you can come back to it and just turn your mic gain off.
Note of where your mic gain is so you can come back to it and just turn your mic gain off.
Oh, I mean, well while you're keyed, it probably so I could be able to hear that. Bring it back to where it was normally, and then still keyed down. Just turn your mic gain down. Just count it down. I'm at 40. I'm at 30. I'm at 20. I'm at 10, and we'll just see if that is coming in acoustically.
10, and we'll just see if that is coming in acoustically.
Okay, yeah, I understand now. Okay, here we go. Mic gain is at 50%. Mic gain is at, now it is at 40%, continuing to go down. Mic gain is now at 30%. 30% mic gain. Mic gain still going down. Mic gain is now at 20%. Mic gain is at 20%. Going further down. Now it is at 10%. Mic gain now is at 10. Going further down, now we are at 5%, 5%, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0.
Yeah, the tone went with you, so I think you are getting an acoustic coupling, and you did sound good at about 40% on your mic gain. You might double check with your ALC. As you say the word audio, adjust your mic gain for 2/3 on your ALC meter, Roger.
Mic gain for 2/3 on your ALC meter, Roger.
All right, let me go back to that real quick. Okay, we're at 40% now. On the mic gain, 40% on the mic gain, and the ALC is around 75, maybe 80%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, there's a lot of different ways you can handle that. You can work tighter mic. I'll get further away from the amp, but maybe a tighter mic might be the answer, but we'd have to re-EQ or for tighter mic. But you know, if you how far away from the mic do you normally run it?
But you know, if you how far away from the mic do you normally run it?
All right, Jim, I just moved the mic away about 6 or 7 inches. 6 or 7 inches. Do you still hear the noise?
I do. It's still back there. What I'm saying is that I go to about 30 on your mic gain and work tight mic, and let's see if that changes the signal to noise ratio.
Mic, and let's see if that changes the signal to noise ratio.
Okay, I'm at 30% now. 30% mic gain, 30%, and the fan is still blowing.
It's not as noticeable there, but you know, your signal, you know, probably mic needs to be up where you had it before. So it's just something that you know, it's a challenge you're going to have to work on, Roger. And it's not, like I say, it's not earth-shattering. It's just you know, in the background, way in the background. It's probably minus 15 or so.
But it's probably minus 15 or so.
Okay, roger that. So I'm trying to reposition the boom a little bit to see if I can tinker with it without having to go into moving and disconnecting zip ties. But it is farther away now from the amplifier, probably by 8 inches. I don't know if it makes a difference. The mic gain is at 40%. What do you think?
Still there. What about mic orientation? Can you put the back end of the mic towards the amplifier? Does that work? The back end of the mic towards the amplifier. See if you can get, you know, rejection that way.
Towards the amplifier. See if you can get, you know, rejection that way.
All right. So the back end of the mic is now facing the amplifier. Go ahead.
Oh gosh, that really helped a great deal. Now, if you have, let's see, 7300, you have a monitor position, and you can put a pair of earphones on, and you can key, and you can I don't know if you can hear that noise in your earphones. Probably can, and if you can, then take your microphone and just orient it so you run through the back end of your mic to the blower, and I think you'll hear it go down, and then as you move your mic on around to where it's not directly but to the microphone to the amp, you'll hear it come back up. So there's somewhere in between there that you can get a good null, Roger.
There's somewhere in between there that you can get a good null, Roger.
Okay, yeah, roger that. Yeah, I can do that.
I think you're pretty close to it right now. All right, gosh, Christian, I've got to get out of here, sir. It's been enjoyable. Let me say 73 to you. And we've been recording, and I've got some good tracks you're from the Georgia SDR. So, and I'll be posting them up on YouTube in the next, well, by noon tomorrow. So if you do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2600 Qso-Vlog aircheck recordings. Roger?
There's a 2600 Qso-Vlog aircheck recordings. Roger?
Okay, roger that. The last question I have is that right now the mic gain is at 40. When we started, I had it at 60. So are you saying that the 40, the setting now at 40, is this where I should leave it?
Yes, sir. I would leave it right there, because I think if you went any further, you're right now at about a 3 dB dynamic range, and if you moved further, it would be a 2 dB and you would start to blur, Roger.
And if you moved further, it would be a 2 dB and you would start to blur, Roger.
Okay, roger that. Well, I sure do appreciate your help.
Yes, sir, Christian. Let me say 73 to you, and my pleasure, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday.
Afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday.
Okay, 73K4KPD. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
And you are loud. Crystal clear and loud. 73, sir. And I see by the clock on the wall a dead fly. Ooh, so we got to get out of here. Since 3:30 we've been recording and helping folks. And so now, if you participated and would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, you'll run into this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2600, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. So with that being said, let's return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, clear.